All right, today we are going to unlock what feels like a superpower. Seriously, it's the ability to get exactly what you want from an AI. We're diving into the art and science of prompt engineering, and I promise it's going to completely change how you talk to artificial intelligence. You'll go from just a user to a real collaborator. So, let's jump right in.
So, you've been there, right? We all have. You ask a chatbot a question, and what you get back is, well, it's totally generic, not helpful at all, or sometimes just plain weird. It can feel like you're talking to a brick wall. But what if I told you the problem isn't actually the AI? What if the problem is the question we're asking?
Yep, the secret is a skill called prompt engineering. And here's the best way to think about it. Imagine you're giving instructions to an intern. This intern is incredibly smart, super fast, but they're also very, very literal. So the clearer and more specific your instructions are, the better the result is going to be. It's not magic, it's a method.
Okay, so where do we even start with all this? Let's begin with the absolute basics. These are the fundamental ways you can frame a conversation with an AI, and trust me, getting these down is absolutely crucial.
First up is what most of us do by default. It's called zero-shot prompting. You can think of the word shot as just another word for example. So here, you're giving it 0 examples. You just ask a direct question, something simple like, translate this sentence into French. And look, it's great for basic stuff, but to really tap into the AI's power, we've got to give it a little more to work with.
So that brings us to one-shot prompting. Now we're giving the AI a single, solitary example to steer it in the right direction. Before we ask it to classify some new text, we show it an example, like, I love this phone is positive. Just that one little clue, it massively improves the AI's understanding of what we actually want. And that, of course, leads us to few-shot prompting. This is where it gets really powerful. Now we're not just giving it one example, we're giving it several: positive, negative, neutral. By showing it this clear pattern, we're basically teaching it the rules of the game. And that, as you can imagine, boosts its accuracy like you wouldn't believe. Okay, we've got the basic structure down. Now let's have some fun with it. This next bunch of techniques, it's all about shaping the AI's personality, its tone, even the format of its response. This is where you get to be the director of your very own AI show.
And you have so much control here, it's amazing. You can tell the AI to take on a role, act as a history professor. You can tell it to adopt a certain style. Explain this to me like you're a motivational speaker. You can even ask for an emotion or set really strict system rules like, you must only answer me in bullet points. Every single command helps you fine-tune the output to get exactly what you're looking for.
So getting the tone right is awesome, but let's be honest, accuracy is everything. These next couple of techniques are all about improving clarity and precision. We've got to make sure our super smart intern gets all the details right and doesn't make any costly mistakes. Just look at this comparison. On the left, write a polite apology. I mean, that's way too vague, right? An apology for what? But look at the right. By adding one simple line of context, that this is for a customer complaining about a late delivery, the AI suddenly has everything it needs. It can write something that's relevant, empathetic, and actually useful. See? Context is king. And here's a trick that's so simple but so powerful. It's called rereading. Just by telling the AI to read a passage twice before it summarizes, you're pretty much forcing it to be more careful, more diligent. It's kind of like asking a student to double-check their work. They're just way more likely to catch the important stuff. Okay, now we are getting to the really advanced stuff. This is how we take the AI from being a simple tool that just spits back information and turn it into a genuine reasoning partner, one that can help us solve really complex problems. This game changer is called chain of thought prompting. Instead of just asking for the final answer to a tough problem, you ask the AI to show its work. You tell it to break the problem down, solve it one piece at a time, step by step. When you do this, its ability to handle things like logic and math problems just skyrockets. The big insight here is you're not just asking for an answer anymore. You're actually guiding the AI's thought process. That's a huge shift in how we can work with these models.
And if chain of thought is like following a single path to a solution, well then tree of thought is like exploring an entire forest of them. With this kind of prompt, the AI doesn't just stick to one line of reasoning. Nope. It actively explores multiple different paths, different possibilities. It's like a massive brainstorming session, all to find the absolute best solution to a really complex problem.
Which really brings us to the single most important lesson of this entire explainer. The magic of AI, it isn't buried in some complicated algorithm somewhere. It's right in your hands.
At the end of the day, the quality of the output is a direct reflection of the quality of your input. You're the one in control.
And that leaves us with one last idea to chew on. As we get better and better at crafting these detailed, logical prompts to guide artificial intelligence, are we also, maybe, training ourselves to think more clearly, to break down problems better, and maybe, just maybe, to ask better questions?